Hey, what's going on? Hawks21 here, back with another Splinterlands video. So today I'm going to talk about bots a little bit. It's been a topic of conversation. In the background, I'm just going to play a couple matches. That's not the point of the video. I'm probably not even going to give any match commentary. I might lose every single battle. Not even going to pay attention to it. I just want to give you something to look at. But I'm going to talk about bots a little bit. It's been a topic of conversation recently. Gank was talking about win sharing. Bulldog made a video sort of addressing it. And just in general, there's been a lot of complaints regarding bots in the game. And the team has been steadfast in that, they're not going to sort of eliminate or ban bot accounts or anything like that, which personally, I'm bot neutral. I do see some of the advantages in bots, right? Like, at any time of day, I can go in and hit start battle, and I'm going to match within, 30 seconds at the most, right? And some of that is because of bots, right? It's because some people are running accounts that are constantly playing sort of nonstop. See, I'm already getting distracted by trying to play the game. But, I also think it provides some market liquidity aspects that people sometimes overlook, right? Like right now, the fact that you can get all these reward cards so cheap, it's not because of me, right? Like I'm playing this game to keep it for myself, right? Like I'm stacking the rewards cards when I get them. I'm not selling any of them. And, I don't really plan on selling any of them for the foreseeable future. So for the people who want to come in and get really cheap cards, bots are great for that because they're, winning their daily things and immediately turning around and selling the cards. And same with Chaos Legion cards, right? There were some bots. That were opening packs and immediately selling all of their cards, and that led to some cheap cards being on the market. And there's also some seller and buyer bots, which I made a video before that I will either put a little thumb tag or a link in the description, depending on if I remember to do it, talking about how you can play those bots and follow those bots and actually get some really great deals on some cheap cards. So I see, and the whole like free market aspect of this game, I don't want to get like too deep into that, but it's not really the point of the video. But basically, I understand some of the pro-bot commentary, right? And I get why the game is reluctant to remove them. But what I'm about to talk about, I would say I'm just going to accept that reality that they're going to be into the game and go from there. So like, what's something we could do to address some of the concerns that the active players have? And I'm sure what I'm about to say has been talked about or discussed before. It's not a super eloquent or elegant solution. And I'm not saying it would be easy to implement either, right? Like I'm not an engineer. I'm not a coder. I'm just simply someone who plays the game and really enjoys playing the game. And have heard sort of the complaints. So I think you could sort of address some of the bot. The complaint is that, it sort of sucks the economy dry a little bit. And, with the lower levels, right, some of these bots are playing like almost the quote unquote perfect lineup, right? Because they can be programmed to play the most advantageous lineup in a given situation, which if you learn the game, you're able to counter that, right? Like you'll see some of the lineups they play a ton and put up a lineup that beats it. That might not be sort of best for the situation, but best given what the bot is playing. But I do hear the point where beginners are trying to get to that point, right? Where they're able to make those adjustments. And early on, if they're just getting destroyed by bot after bot after bot, it can be a little discouraging. So my suggestion is almost like a separate little economy for bots. So you don't take bots out of the game, but basically you make accounts that are bots, register as bots, or you have a little tag that designates them as bots. And as such, they have their own DEC pool that they get the rewards from for battles, right? So this way, they're not cutting into the DEC amount for everyone else that they're able to play just off sheer volume. They have their own separate bucket. Now, I assume that bucket would be smaller, but again, I'm not going to suggest how exactly you would set up this economy. Like, that's not what I'm here for. It's just an idea. You could even set up their own leaderboard, right? Where this would solve some of the win sharing questions where, there's a bot leaderboard, like who has the best bot, right? It's almost like a free for all in a leaderboard where it's just bots. So I think that would be a pretty good idea. And then that sort of leaves you with, how do you address accounts that sometimes use bots and sometimes don't, right? Like, I know that there are some accounts where they'll play when they want to play, and when they don't, they'll turn on a bot to play, their ECR down to a certain level. And the next morning when they want to play again, they'll turn off the bot and they'll start playing again. So how do you address that? And it's almost like, how in this game when you decide to move up to a higher level, right? So like for me, I decided this season to go up to Diamond to get higher rewards. That means I can't participate in the gold leaderboard, right? So even if my rating drops back to gold, all of my wins are counting towards the Diamond leaderboard. They're not counting for the gold leaderboard because I made that decision to go to Diamond. And you could do something similar with sort of the separate bot economy, leaderboard, daily reward pool, whatever you want to say, for the accounts that sometimes use a bot, sometimes don't use a bot. Basically saying, if you want to use a bot this season, you say so. And then for that season, you just participate in the bot economy. That doesn't mean the next season you have to do it, right? Like if you decide the next season, you know what, I have a bunch of time, so I want to play out games myself. I don't want to use a bot this season. Then you can participate in the non-bot economy. It's not like your account would immediately get pigeonholed as a bot or not a bot. It was something that could change season to season and something you can turn on and off. Maybe you go on vacation for 2 weeks, right? And you just run a bot. Maybe you don't even have to trigger that you want to play as a bot for a particular season. To me, it wouldn't be that hard to set up certain screens to capture bot-like activity. Maybe it's certain, the same amount of increment in between matches, or, if someone's constantly playing 24/7, they are most likely a bot, right? And I'm sure there are other screens that I'm not really thinking of that you could set up to, figure out which accounts are bots and which aren't, and flag them as such. So yeah, that would just as sort of like, I'm sure this idea has been thought of and discussed, and I'm not saying it's easy to do, nor am I saying that, the team should make this top priority or anything like that. And, we're getting some changes to the upcoming economy, and who knows, maybe that sort of, I don't want to say solves the bot problem because I don't necessarily think it is a full-blown problem, but addresses some of the concerns that some players have about bots. And if it doesn't, I think sort of siphoning off part of the economy, right? I don't know what the perfect number is, and I don't exactly know what this perfect setup or flow would be, but some separate reward pool for their daily quests. Maybe it's different percentages for the daily quests for bot accounts. As I mentioned, the DEC, separate DEC pool, separate liquidity pool. Maybe it's in a situation where when you start to implement SPS rewards into battles, if you have a certain amount staked, which I believe is the current plan, that bots can only earn DEC, right? Maybe they can't earn SPS. I don't really know what the specifics of the sort of separate siphoned off economy would look like. But basically my idea is just registering bot counts as bot accounts, and making adjustments to the game via those parameters. I'm going to leave it there. It's sort of just like an open-ended idea. If you have specific ideas based on that, I would love to hear them in the comments. It's an interesting conversation, and what's so fun about this game is the developers, I feel like, actually listen to the players. Outside of some specific stances, such as, they're not going to fully eliminate bots, right? But I fully believe that if, someone had a great idea about how they could, again, I'm not going to say fix the problem, but quote unquote deal with bots, the team would listen. So just wanted to give my 2 cents on this conversation. Very curious what you guys think about this. What do you think of my idea? Are there things you would add or take away? Just let me know. If you enjoyed the content, I would really appreciate it if you can like and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.